In our headlines tonight, Anambra State joins World Bank-assisted Community and Social Development Agency additional financing. Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Religious Matters, Chief Okafor, says Governor Biano's partnership with the church has improved morals among Anambra youths. World Bank plans to increase its funding to Nigeria by $4.5 billion. 8 people lost their lives as a Russian helicopter crashes in northwest Siberia. Good evening, glad to have you join us on the news. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Anambra State is participating in the World Bank-assisted Community and Social Development Project additional financing. The project, which will be implemented under the auspices of the State Community and Social Development Agency, is aimed at increasing access of poor people to improved social and natural resources infrastructural services. The project, which is community-driven, empowers communities by giving them resources and authority to use them judiciously. According to a release by the General Manager of the agency, Mr. Chudi Mojiku, the communities will plan, counterfinance, implement, monitor, and maintain sustainable and socially inclusive multi-sectoral micro-projects. The release further disclosed that the project will intervene in the education, health, water resources, rural transportation, electricity, environment, and other key sectors, in addition to making special efforts to mainstream gender and target the vulnerable members of the hinterlands in the project implementation. The project is coming to Anambra in view of the developmental initiatives of Governor Willie Obiano, as well as his determination to make Anambra the safest state in the country. Contrary to claims in some quarters that the 43 billion naira Anambra spent in executing federal projects in the state has been refunded, the senator representing Anambra Central in the National Assembly, Chief Victor Ume, said the federal government is yet to release any money in that regard. Senator Victor Ume, who made the clarification in a press statement to clear the air on the matter, said the National Assembly recently approved a refund of 37.97 billion naira to the state, which is subject to when the federal government raises promissory notes and bond issuance to generate cash for the payments. Chief Ume, who traced the genesis of efforts by the state government in conjunction with his own input to get the refund, wondered why some persons who are ignorant of the true position of things are already politicking with the issue, creating erroneous impression that the president has released cash to the state. The Anambra Central lawmaker at the Red Chambers advised those trying to take undue credit to stop misinforming the people of the state. Discussants in the ABS television program Good Morning Anambra say government partnering with the church will help development of schools, hospitals, and other social amenities. Correspondent Oladike has the story.
Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Religious Matters, Chief Anselm Okafor, who was part of the program, said the high level of moral decadence caused the Obiano administration to sustain partnership with the church, as this would also be a medium to reach the youths and impact their lives positively. He observed that the church alone will not be able to carry out its duties, among which is instilling good morals in the citizenry. Chief Okafor said the partnership has improved morals among Anambra youths.
Moral decadence in the state, and not only that, when I partner with the churches, we'll be able to get at the youths. In the and with a lot of improvement, not in the church, not only in the churches, but also in the morality of our people.
On his part, Professor Ifeanyi Ezeaku, who is a lecturer at Paul University, Oka, who was also part of the program, said the partnership between the state government and the church has touched the various sectors of the economy and has also positively impacted on the society, because when the church is carried along, the people are also carried along. Professor Ifeanyi Ezeaku likened partnership between the government and the church to marriage, adding that husbands alone cannot provide for families and need the assistance of their wives to complement their efforts.
we na-akụzi ife bụ ezigbo omume based on the Bible, based kwa na omenala nye omume ndị obodo. Gọọmenti wee fụ na ọ dị mma ịrapụ church alone famable because to rear up we need some money, and then isi ka gọọmenti rụba sọsọ fa the proper ịkụzi omume agwa bụ omume kwesịrị ka mmadụ mee ọ mezucha oke. So that partnership the more.
The discussants commended the partnership with the state, which they noted has yielded positive results. In Oka, I am Oladike reporting for ABS News.
Christian mothers have been called upon to always make a difference wherever they find themselves. The President, Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry, Mrs. Chinyere Ezofo, made the call while presenting her address to delegates attending the 13th Agwata Diocesan Women's Conference at St. John the Divine Church, Oko, in Orumba North Local Government Area. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo, who covered the event for the ABS, now reports.
Mrs. Ezofo stressed the need for women to make Jesus Christ the foundation and the chief cornerstone of their life, charged them to be more committed to the work of God.
Christianity is not primarily a creed. People imagine that if they can recite the Apostles' Creed from the beginning and the Lord's Prayer to the end, then this will make them Christians. One consultant physician was asked what he thought a Christian was, and he replied, a Christian is someone who assents to certain dogmas. But his answer was inadequate to the point of inaccuracy. However, Christianity has a creed, and Christian belief is very important. But it is possible to assent to all the articles of the Christian faith and not be a Christian.
Earlier in an opening remark, the Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, while appreciating the contributions of the women to the development of the diocese, urged them to improve on their motherly roles in their various families, in addition to anchoring their faith in God for the fulfillment of His promises to them.
To make sure that our lives and homes and families and church are properly laid upon that foundation. And I believe that when that happens, every other thing will fall into place. My advice is that the leadership of this country should take note that people are suffering. And there is an elasticity to which the people will get to, and they will not be able to contain it again. Because when you push somebody to the wall and he can no longer go back, then he will need to react. That's what they need to know. And if they know that, then they should take the interest of the people at heart. And like we are talking about the country as well in our address.
Others who spoke at the event were the wife of the Bishop of Obaru Diocese, Mrs. Uche Ama, and two delegates, Lady Ngozi Ike and Miss Uchechukwu Alekwe, who described the theme of the conference, Jesus Christ the Foundation and Chief Cornerstone, as apt as it will rekindle their faith more in God.
Thank God for today. We need to go back and do our work. Most of us have failed, but we thank God we still have opportunity. Like the Bible said, train up a child the way they should go. When they are old, the Bible said they will never depart from it. A lot of us, we have not done what we're supposed to do.
Well, it's a really life-changing one, and I'm happy that I'm here. As girls here, we are really learning a lot that will help us when we get to that level, to help us to become better mothers, to help us to become better parents and better wives. So today, we really learned a lot. Like today, they were teaching us about how to raise godly children. So as young girls that we are, it will give us a better way, a better first hand on how to treat our children. I believe we understand better than the mothers. So we understand, and with our better understanding and with what we are seeing in our present time, I think we will get to a better destination and build a better future and tomorrow.
In a vote of thanks, the Archdeacon of Oko Archdeaconry, Venerable David Obalon Onuju, who described women as the pillar of the society, called on the menfolk to always support their wives to achieve their potential. A lecture on raising a godly child in the present dispensation was given by a family life expert, Lady Fi Obiekwe, during the event. From St. John the Divine Church, Oko, in Orumba North local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
The Alumni Association of College of Immaculate Conception, CIC Enugu, has built a 540-bed hostel for the school. The hostel complex, fitted with modern facilities, was on Friday, August 3, 2018, commissioned as part of the association's ongoing 2018 Global Convention. In a remark, the principal of the school, Reverend Father Hilary Mbodile, thanked the alumni for their kind gesture, saying that the gesture has continued to make CIC Enugu the pride of secondary schools in Enugu State and beyond. Speaking at the ceremony, the Managing Director and CEO of Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Nze Uchenwara, an alumnus of the school, said that the project wouldn't have been possible without the commitment of the association. Nze noted that it was their own way of investing in the future of the students and hoped that they will keep the hostel facilities in good condition. Moving ahead, the commercial city of Onitsha, situated at the bank of the river Niger, is of great advantage to the riverine communities that view the city as safe haven to display their farm produce and make profits. Correspondent Blessing Ijedibia, who was at the Marine Market Onitsha, where riverine communities display new yam, reports that the harvest is plenty, but buyers are few. Her reports.
At the Marine Market Onitsha, ABS News crew observed that farmers recorded bountiful harvests as yams of different sizes were on display for buyers to make their choice. Engine boat and canoe from the riverine communities of Anambra West were also spotted conveying farm produce and passengers to Onitsha through the river Niger. Holiday makers and other youths were also seen unloading yams from the boat to the upland by relay efforts. Vehicles of different sorts were parked to convey yam to different parts of the country. It was also observed that a sizable tuber of yam can be purchased at 300 naira, while a heap of 100 goes for 30,000 naira, while a big tuber of yam can be purchased at 800 to 1,000 naira. Some of the farmers that spoke to the ABS, Mr. Sunday Beke and the Kwebalo Ndife, while appreciating God for this year's harvest, say the prices of yam now at this stage is low, as they are yet to receive the required patronage. Another farmer who is a graduate of public administration said farming is interesting as government cannot employ all, appreciating God for the harvest. Okay. So when you do 300, oh, you go to 300, 400, 500. I know when you look good, na ke even get mes gandi says we am na ja pata job ko kai na yo ka job ko ma pene kan tra da biawa ka biawa ni kunde na ju gwa sa da za na ma ba ngol ja pata ba.
Yes, the output this year seem to even be more courageous than that of last year. But what we are experiencing this time around is poor market. When we come to market, there will be no much buyers, and as such the price is not encouraging.
Lesson Ijedibia, ABS News.
The World Bank has revealed plans to increase its funding to Nigeria by $4.5 billion over the next 3 years. The Vice President for Africa, World Bank, Hafiz Ghanem, said the increase in funding support was aimed at supporting projects in the power, health, industries, and in governance. Ghanem stated that in the next 18 months or so, they expect to put in place projects for around $2.5 billion. The Vice President for Africa, World Bank, who said they currently have about 30 projects estimated at $10 billion in Nigeria, noted that they are thinking about financing more investments in power and in the area of social protection. He added that the 2019 elections would not likely impact directly on growth as inflationary pressures may increase from election spending, urging governments to remain focused on implementing the economic recovery and growth plan which includes the power sector recovery plan to revive the oil-reliant economy. Reports say 18 people have died in a Russian helicopter crash in northwestern Siberia. Russia's emergencies ministry said the Mi-8 went down about 180 kilometers from the town of Igaka in Krasnoyarsk territory. The helicopter, which was reportedly taking waters to an oil station, had all those on board, 3 crew members and 15 passengers killed. Initial assessments have suggested that the aircraft's propeller blade struck cargo being carried by another helicopter just after takeoff. The Russian Transport Ministry, which that investigation is underway, noted that the second helicopter landed safely and the incident happened in normal weather conditions. And do remember that you can listen to news and programs on ABS 88.5 FM from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com, and like I said, www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And just before we go, a recap of the main points. Anambra State joins World Bank Assisted Community and Social Development Agency. Additional financing. Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Religious Matters, Chief Okafor, says Governor Obiano's partnership with the church has improved morals among Anambra youths. World Bank plans to increase its funding to Nigeria by $4.5 billion. World Bank Vice President for Africa, Ghanem, said the increased funding was aimed at supporting projects in the power, health industries, and in governance. And finally, 8 people lost their lives at the Russian helicopter crashes in northwest Siberia. And that's it on the news. Thank you so much for watching. I am Maureen Stone Enucheke. Good night and remain blessed.